Welcome back to Alan Wake. It's been a couple of weeks. I went on a holiday. I was ill last week, partially as a result of the holiday. My all the stress caught up with me and made me ill. Still not terribly healthy today, but I didn't want to leave it another week without streaming. Yesterday I would have streamed, but I was sleep deprived like hell, so that was why I didn't stream yesterday. But today we'll play some more Alan Wake. Previously on Alan Wake, it's been a while, so just a quick recap. There was frustration on my part, confusion on Alan's part, anger and alcoholism on the FBI agent's part, and frustration with the FBI agent on the sheriff's part. Basically, Alan's publisher now believes him, manager now believes him. Something's going on. However, he's got drugged by a servant of the darkness, and then an FBI agent Nightingale turned up and chased Alan through the night. Met someone who claimed to have kidnapped Alan's wife. Whether or not that is the case, of course, who knows? But he knows about the manuscript, so there's that. I just realised I don't have my collectible guide open, and so now, last time I left the game at hopefully a checkpoint. At an area of episode 3 called Mirror Peak, I believe. Where's my shortcut? I think it's this one. We'll find out. So that's where we left it. Today I'll try and aim for a 3-hour stream as usual. So that'll be cool if I manage that. If not, I'm sorry, but I'm tired. My anxiety's playing up because of state of modern geopolitics. It's all a bit sucky right now. Mirror Peak. After a cutscene to a coal mine. Okay, let's continue the game. But I hope everyone's had a decent 2 weeks without me. Wake is on his way to the old Bright Falls coal mine to meet the kidnapper. I have a different drink today, so we'll see how that goes for me. But there we go. Let us continue.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I'll just drive. The driving's not terribly great, but it's quicker than walking.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
I'm sure it's fine, Alan. I'm sure it's fine. Go to some stat logs. Red chair on a cliff facing a nice view. Okay, it'd be somewhere around here, I assume. Trouble is, walk through. There were quite a few stacked logs. Guess I'll just go all the way back to the foot. Oh right, got to do the weird jumping thing. Red chair on a cliff. Nice view. Is over here. Oh, looks like death. Oh. Head to the right, apparently. Over here, I assume, then. Did I not reach the checkpoint by driving? I'm so confused. So as a reminder, I'm following a collectible guide to find all the collectibles because they're tracked in a menu, and I assume it'll show it at the end of the game, and I just want to get that out of the way for any future playthroughs. If I come back to the game, I might. I don't know yet. So I'm following a guide. However, there's no pictures. It's just a text guide. So we might be here a while trying to find this red chair. Oh, maybe this is a cliff edge with the nice view. I mean, it is a nice view, but is there a red chair anywhere nearby? That is the question that we are here. There it is. So collectibles are thermos flasks. Here we go. Do you know when it said red chair, I was expecting a camp chair, not an armchair. So that's the thermos. Next collectible is a radio show in a shack. Still really impressed by the way Alan's coat moves. I'm so happy that the driving in this it makes sense, unlike the driving in Borderlands, of course, which really doesn't. Right. So there'll be some steps, and then I can choose to follow them, or I can just drive around and I'll get to the same place. I assume this is the way up. I assume this is it. Maybe. I didn't see the steps, but I guess this is the shack with the radio show.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order.
You go, Pat. You tell him.
Folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing.
That's me.
Now,
that's me.
On a lighter note,
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
So all this music is copyrighted, so obviously, were I able to monetize these videos on YouTube, I wouldn't be able to. I'm simply hoping that they are not removed from YouTube. I discovered that my Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines videos, some of them have been, because, well, they're releasing the soundtrack soon, and Sony are just handing out those copyright strikes, and because I don't, I assume, left, because I can't monetize my, I assume it's because I can't monetize my YouTube videos. They've just been removed, rather than saying, hey, have them, give us the money. So at any point I can monetize YouTube videos, and I do another Bloodlines playthrough, I will of course put it up and hope that all the parts stay up. Does that just say hill? So that the whole story can be seen. Hill, truck shoes logo gear. I'm looking for a oh, there it is. The driving's a bit twitchy, but you know, still better than Borderlands driving. Okay, I guess sort of checkpoints when you come out of the car sometimes. I don't know how the checkpoints work. It's weird. Please, thank you. Alright, I have no guns either. Because it resets every time.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well,
Go with it.
I don't
Go for it.
disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
You had a scary experience, Pat. I got chased by an FBI agent who was seemingly intent on killing me before talking to me. Also, there's no bedding on the bed. All right, the next landmark is a red barn-like building, apparently. Get in the car, Alan, and drive. I would assume that red barn-like building right there. Let's get out and explore it. Again, I'm trying to do this weird jumping thing. I think it saves your stamina and allows you to keep sprinting for a while. But who knows? Maybe Alan just looks like an idiot for no reason. I'm not going to do it in here because I don't want to fall off. He doesn't control well, all things considered. As you can tell, by the way, he just keeps kind of stopping on the stairs. There we go, manuscript page. Mott on the ferry.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
What? Okay. Still leaning towards Mott hasn't got Alice? I think that's her name. I honestly can't remember. There's been a lot going on recently. Bright Falls, Light and Power. Oh yeah, Alan just steals cars, by the way. Yeah, no big deal, no big deal. I'm sure it's fine. Bright Falls Coal Mine. Visitor parking.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
You know, I said visitor parking this way. This doesn't look like a car park, but I'll get out here. I'll park it and leave. I'm sure it'll be fine. While there were some earlier residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls coal mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. That's one sign. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. I'm gonna read this last sign and then go and try something. Oh, here it is. Oh, I missed stuff. Like a sign, apparently, somewhere. Also, there's a thermos in here. Tucked away back here. And... I don't know, that might be it. Right, just give me a second, I need to go and do something. Sorry, I figured I may as well put my tablet on charge. So I'm just going to sort some stuff out on that. It won't take more than a few moments. There we go, let us continue. What's my next landmark? Oh, yeah, right, the manuscript page. You know, the main collectible in the game. That adds anything to the game. So the sheriff.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
I guarantee it's not for anything good, but there's nothing I can do about it. Did I read this? In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Guess we'll have a cutscene. There we go.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back, or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
So this, yeah.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Oh, so I keep all my weapons. Manage the rifle. That made me jump. I'll be honest.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Can't pick up batteries. There's a thermos. The next manuscript is apparently just part of progression, so. Okay. Again, my webcam is covering weapon selection, selected weapon, that ammunition, and how many flares I have. Just have a quick recce around the rest of the floor. So I've said a few times that I don't process like horror the same way, or fear the same way a lot of people do. So yeah, that jump scare got me. I jumped, obviously. But in games like, well, that was less than ideal. We'll say Dead Space, because that was the first time I really noticed it. In games like Dead Space, which rely on the slow build-up of tension, slow, methodical gameplay, survival horror, obviously, and then the jump scare to release the adrenaline. I don't get the adrenaline release, so I just get tenser and tenser and tenser and tenser and tenser, and it gives me a headache. So that's what I mean when I say things like I don't process it the same way most people do.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Oh, that's kind of sweet. Okay. The game obviously expects me to fight. How do I get out of here? I would assume that way, but... Right, I assume it's checkpointed me, so I'm going to just try and kind of run through this area. If I could get off these gentlemen, please leave me alone, thank you very much. And figure out how to get out so that when I die and reload, I know where I'm going. Okay, clearly it's not that corner. This is the problem I have with some horror games as well, where the signposting about where you're supposed to go is not clear in the slightest. Like, clearly I'm supposed to head over there. That's the light source. But how do I get there? Alright, anyway. kind of do all of that. It's the revolver I already had. Okay, maybe I have to kill them. Maybe that's what I have to do. Let's see if it's a time thing. I don't mind doing this because I have unlimited revolver ammo in that drum behind me. That was me just backing up into a train car, no big deal. Man, these have a lot of darkness on them. Yeah. Okay, right, well that's that arena dealt with. I'll just go and grab some revolver ammo. And progress forwards. Doing the weird sprinting, jumping thing. Grab some flashbangs. Guess 4 and 5, yes. I've got more flares right now, so I'll keep those as my active deployable, I guess. And we'll head on. Well, they didn't like that. Did not like that in the slightest. That was the best flare drop ever.
What the hell?
It's the darkness, Alan. It's the darkness.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Okay. Oh, I saw you just popping up. Did I somehow just avoid their guaranteed 2-hit combo? That was pretty cool. I guess I was at the extreme edge of the swing. Ow. Haha. Get away from me. I win. I assume this is how I turn the power off. It's gonna go so well. Yep. Yep. Oh, I got the flag on. Cool. Got beamed by that. Where am I going? I got turned around. Alan, the flashbang. Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay, maybe I have to kill these people. Maybe running past them is, with my current skill level, is not a viable strategy. Well, I guess. Drop that. Use that on that. on that one. I've got plenty of flares. I don't mind using them on that. I'd rather save the ammunition for if I need it later on down the line. I need it. Huh. Not sure why it defaulted to the shotgun exactly. But, well, you're kind of charging me. Sure, why not? I grab that. Okay, right. Let's pause the game. Try and figure out where I'm supposed to be going for this collectible. Going up the ladder. I guess it could be just part of progression. Because this is where I came in. There's no ladder in here. Maybe it's just part of progression. Oops. That wasn't spooky at all. Please. Thank you. One left. There we go. Those are the BS 2-hit kills. 2-hit combo. Trust no one in the dark. Good advice. Solid advice, in fact. Right. 10 flares, huh? 10 flares. Joy. Honestly, I'd appreciate having more. And obviously I'm out of flare round. Oh, that's the thermos. Out of flare rounds after that gauntlet, but there we go. And follow the arrow, I guess. Pick up the manuscript page. Wake touched by the dark presence.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Oh. Oh. Guess I'm going back into the forest, huh? Point of no return. Open the gate.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
I'm going to assume this way. All right. Next thing anyway. Go back into the forest. Rock on. Oh, there it is.
I
See if I can
stared
escape
through the
this.
bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Yes, because that's totally what happened. Yeah, thought I was going to die. Right, I think I'll have to kill all but one of them. That's fine. I can do that. I noticed the guy on the right too late. Dip under that swing. Right. Okay, joy. Just drop it and run. I see a thermos over there. And an arrow painted on the thing. Guess they despawned. It's a waste of a flare. How many flashbangs am I on now? 9. I have more flashbangs than flares. Somehow avoided that. Where am I going anyway? Not down here. Over there. Aha! Pick it up, Alan, pick it up. And then... let's get to the safety. Ah! Checkpoint. Which despawns everything. Let's check I haven't missed anything up there. Okay, I'm good. Over the bridge.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Why, yes, I will take a pump action. Thank you very much. Small red broken building. Okay. Wow, that was lucky. Yep, I'm just running. If I can get here, I can despawn them. Checkpoint reached. I guess that's the building I'm looking for. I need to get into the building. Okay.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
How do I get up there? I think this is too far.
Shift may cause cancer.
Yep, I've gone too far. I need to go back down. That wasn't the building I was looking for, apparently. Where was I supposed to go? What? I'm well aware I'm probably going to die. I'm just really confused about the building that it's telling me to go to. Ow. This is a dead end. This is very much a dead end. I am so confused now. Right, if I can get to the light source up here, they'll despawn and I can heal and we'll be all good. Right, there we go. Right, so well, I followed the path and there was no small red broken building. I'm gonna die a couple of times doing this, I think, but there. There it is. I see it. How do I get in? Alright, there's a door here. I'll just take that door. And then on. I died. I've got to go all the way back over there and grab that thermos. Yay, but at least I know where it is now. So there's that. Alright, and also there's a flashbang in there. Right, where did I jump from? I think I jumped from here, right? Wow, that really didn't expect me to survive. Joy. So I'll make my way slowly back to this checkpoint. Carefully make my way down the hill. Game, I did it before. I know I can do it. I don't... All for a thermos. A pointless collectible, but because it's tracked, I want to get it anyway. Now I know where it is. It'll just annoy me if I don't get it. Ah, it's because I'm sprinting. Okay, there's a huge hole here. Don't know why I ignored that last time. That felt good. Oh, you son of a bitch. No, Alan, sprint. Don't dodge, sprint. Just sprint, you fool. Oh, Alan, just give it up. It's a lost cause. Right, the problem is now I have to survive to the next checkpoint. Otherwise the game will forget that I've got the thermos flask. Yay. Okay. Hopefully I get to the checkpoint before then, but I'm not hopeful. May as well use the shotgun while I've got the ammunition for it.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
I'm going to take that to mean danger for now is over.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Okay, things just keep exploding, no worries. Okay. There we go. There's the spook. That's what I was waiting for. Manuscript page.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Well, Alan, whose fault is that? It's probably mine, to be fair. I'm the one controlling your actions. Oh, great. Great. Great, great. Checkpoint. Grey Peak Gorge. Originally founded in 1928, the Grey Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here were buried there, a grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Grey Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. There you go, Alan. It's been vacant for, I guess, nearly 40 years by the time when this game was made. And therefore, I assume set. Okay, and then I need to go right, left, and then straight. To the thermos. Taking all batteries. Okay, that's that thermos. The next thing to look out for is being attacked by a train. I assume down there. So, quick supply check. Okay. There's the engine. Ha, you hit a pole, you idiot. Is the game gonna bamboozle you? It's like, danger over? Yep. Sure is. I wanted the flagon. Ow. Ow. For some reason thought 4 was the flare gun. Hence why I swapped over to flares. Right, where's this thing? Okay. Not down there. Do I just walk around it? I guess it is that simple. Ow. Okay, so if it's orange, you have to focus on it, I guess. That's weird. Me no like. Safe haven.
I needed a key for the door.
It's in there. I can see it flashing, however, there is the thermos right here. Guess I could see the thermos flashing through the back wall of the shed. Interesting. Into the safe haven, I guess. Alan, you can do it. I believe. Please. Please, flares. Oh, sweet merciful flag and ammo. 1.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Spooky. But I was thinking it did sound very Lovecraftian. I'll pick up the rifle ammo. But I'm good with my pump action, I think. I'm pretty good with the pump action for now. Right, I think it was just climb the ladder and head left. Yeah, climb the ladder, head left. Oh no. The dark presence. Climb the 2 ladders.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Yes, but first, flare gun. Oh, I have 3 flares now. Any more possessed trains? They're in for it. All right. There's also apparently an achievement for doing this section in like 30 minutes, so that's not happening. Okay, just gotta get to the mines. Shotgun butts just clipping through Alan's cuff. Once I've seen it, I won't be able to unsee it. That's great. Joy.
Birds.
Yeah, stay away. Stay away. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Okay. Guess it's probably quite scripted when they attack. One flock dealt with. Nope, 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 nope. Ah, you son of a bee. I got caught in the geometry and couldn't get back on the path. You ready for birds again?
Birds.
Okay, so this is... Because Alan's off center, it throws off my platforming slightly. I mean, I'm not terribly good at platforming to begin with, but... That's that flock dealt with. Let's try and not get caught on the left side of the platform. There we go. Save my battery. I guess I can't damage this flock right now. That's annoying. Oh, the moon's coming out to play. I win, birds. Take that, nature. That looks like it's a nice, safe place over there. Danger, do not enter. Well, I guess I'm going to have to enter. Okay, I'm in the mines, which, you know, I feel 100% safe being in the mines. Nothing bad will happen here at all. Also, the way Alan kind of swaps between being on the left and right of the screen. It, Tunnel, go to Cauldron Lake. Let's just check what the guide says. Go left. No, tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Tell you what, this is a pretty good mine design.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Not the brain stabs. Anything but the brain stabs. Brain stabs are no fun.
Alice?
Alice!
There's the manuscript.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
So that's the opening of the game. Anyone who hasn't seen that for whatever reason.
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Nope. Assuming I'm interpreting the guide correctly, I have to backtrack all the way and go right. I'm not doing the weird jumping thing because jumping uphill doesn't really work. Sweet flares. Right. Oh, right there.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Nightingale's a man with a past with a capital P. Well, that's clearly you know, where I'm supposed to go. I don't like the look of that. Stupid dot presence. Yup. Aha. Please. Alan. Reload. Oh, my hand, stop freaking out. There's my dystonia playing up. Joking, I am all over the place. Right, can I grab this, whatever this was? Revolver ammo. Sure can't. Also just used the flares I picked up. Wasteful. What was I saying? Yeah, I've been in a few mines. I used to do some potholing. Not a silver mine. I don't have silver mines around where I'm from, but yeah, it's a pretty good representation of a mine. The next thing's after the mines. Okay. Good set, good level design, environmental design. That's the one. Good environmental design in this game. Okay.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Is this going to be a puzzle or a gauntlet? I'd much rather a puzzle, I'll be honest. Just going to jump to be safe. As I said last time, the combat, it's okay. Could be better. Anything over here? Nope. I see. Let's go that way. Doing all of this with the pump action. Oh, it just disappears, it's fine. Never really paid attention to the weapon animation, but I guess it just disappears when I don't need it. Whew, almost walked off the edge. That would have been no bueno. I see. I see. So then this will take me down to another switch. The first one probably, I think. That's a pretty good puzzle. I dig it. Not too easy. Not too difficult even. Pretty easy, but, you know, for what it is, pretty good. Clunk, 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 clunk. solid kick to open that. And her peak lookout is that bit closer. Turn right to go up the stairs. Top of the tower, apparently. Grab all those flares. Climb the tower. It's kind of like a beacon.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Wow. That's not nice. It was just over there. I like how I can look back and see where I've been. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool zoom out. Very dramatic. Which I guess was the point, really. Could see in Alan's head there for a moment, no big deal. Gotta keep going down. Heck yeah. And then I assume this way. Where are they? Luckily, on this difficulty, they don't do much damage. Before I hit that. Oh, sweet, merciful flare gun. 5 rounds for the flare gun, people. That checkpoint. I guess we're just waiting for that to come across.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Redundancy there, Alan. You've got yourself a writer. Every game needs an elevator level. Problem. Gauntlet thing. Stupid birds. Being a problem. Get away from me. This is probably also quite a good place to get the kill. However many birds achievement it is. Oh. Thanks, Dark Presence. Thanks for that. Camera's locked. I can't see what's happening. Guess I'm falling down. Camera's still locked. There we go. Because of course there's some yahoos. They only take 1 revolver round to kill, so I might as well save the ammunition on the shotgun. Okay. That was less than nice. Suppose I could have run up past them to here, but... Before I hit the checkpoint... Or not. These are a collectible. Of sorts. Alright, where's the next one? No sign here, so it'll be the progression. Over there. Cool, I see it. I'm good with my shotgun. Being hit by that one attack, I think, knocked me out of the 2-hit combo. Despawn those guys. Oh, Cauldron Lake. Cauldron Lake, the 8th deepest lake in the world. Cauldron Lake is a caldera lake formed in a volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered to be active, but it has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of 1970, and even then, the underground activity was comparably mild. Despite some property damage, there were no casualties. Cauldron Lake is one of the most beautiful spots in the Bright Falls area, as well as a central figure in many local folktales. It's a popular recreational area for the area residents. That is area repeated 3 times in 2 sentences. I noticed these things. Cross the bridge, turn left. Why did it just checkpoint me for doing nothing? There's the thermos, you can see it flashing on the edge of the cliff. Thanks for spinning the camera around, game. No, I can't sprint or jump or do anything. I am confined to this slow amble. Ah. Right. I know there are people left alive, but still. First big rock to the right of the path. I assume that one. To the left. See oh, there we go. Back on the... Okay. Okay. Took a bit more damage there than I would have liked, otherwise I would have left him alone. Broken bridge, manuscript in plain sight. There it is. Could probably have left him alive, actually. Never mind.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Okay. The plot thickens slightly in that there's a mundane and a supernatural threat. Where am I going? I guess up here. Put your back into it. I'll put your shoulder into it. That looked like it would have hurt. And kick, I guess. This looks fine. This is perfectly fine. GWTZ, you talk to me on TV. Tom. Miss you, Tom. Tom, I miss you, Tom. Shout out to Tom. In case you Tom is saying, I miss you, Tom. Did you write this? Oh. I guess it's Barbara that's been leaving these notes around then. That's shotgun ammo. It's not a pleasant sound. What do we think is upstairs number 1? Let's find out, shall we? Wow. I'm gonna die in this building. I should have taken care of at least some of them. Huh. Right, let's just check I didn't miss anything. There it is. I'm not being followed. Good, good. Let's check the next one. The next one appears to be related to plot. And is also the last one of the chapter, so I guess I'm near the end of episode 4. 3, even.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
And there's the Institute on the cliff top. There it is.
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly.
Goddamn jelly
He
arms.
smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Oh. That doesn't sound great. Considering Alan was dead set against becoming a patient at the lodge.
Wait! Are you? Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
Yeah, Mott's dead.
Sorry. Please, leave. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh.
What?
I'm sorry. Please.
The kidnapper lied? Yeah, he just got pushed off, didn't he? Oh no, he's there. That's a cool shot. I appreciate that cinematography. He'd be dead. He'd be dead from that. At least severely injured. And that's the end of episode 3. Oh, the music is good.
Oh my, what a wretched life. I was born on the day that my poor mama died. I was cut from her belly with a...
Previously on Alan Wake,
Cave again.
I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Episode 4. The Truth.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Let the mind heal. So clearly this game would be taking me half as long if I weren't collecting everything from the guide, so apologies for that.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
I don't know. What horror?
The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Oh good, the blurring's faded.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under
So
control if we
cynical,
work
Alan.
together. This way, Alan.
Oh. Why does Anderson not have to be behind the locked door?
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
I've just noticed Alan is wearing a coat, a blazer, and a hooded jacket. Man must feel the cold. There's a huge sundial. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated. TZ, in memory of a dear friend and a poet. Well, that'll be Thomas Zane. In Tenebras Cadere. Cauldron Lake Lodge 1972. In Tenebras Cadere. I guess in shadow something? God, this game is really good looking for its age.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me.
Okay.
Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk. Hartman obviously loved his own voice. His words echoed madly inside my head. I dug my nails into the palms of my hands to stay focused.
You need to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Now here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
That guy wants to spook me. But first,
Scary, scary, scary.
there's the thermos flask to collect.
Emerson.
There we go. The engaging new book by Dr. Emil Hartman, the author of the best-selling Creative Flow, his groundbreaking techniques, engagement therapy TM, and the Flow TM, explained in his own words. Now available in bookstores across the country.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
Get him
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
La 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 la.
What's he working on?
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
You got talent, kid. I'll give you that.
Come, Alan, this way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialised help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space. Yes, Emerson, especially when they're engaged by their creative processes. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, TM, and its sister method, the Flow, TM, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Those are the guys from the diner at the beginning. I recognize them. I put the lime and the coconut, mixed all up.
My rheumatism's killing me.
Night Spring.
There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And
That's fair.
these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard.
Hell yeah.
They even adopted new first
Metal.
names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny.
My lumbago.
Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
The manuscript page.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all.
Ooh.
Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she?
My
That's
wife.
What she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack.
The door.
And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Hey, that's
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way,
not the whole list.
goddammit.
Alright, there's a manuscript page to Time was Zane's writing and assistant.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
See, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all.
Tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
Okay.
We had parties there, man. You should go there and have a party.
Okay.
Bob
Stop talking.
Through the window, hit that hippie chick in the back of the head. 15 stitches and a concussion. Bob's dead now. Leukemia.
That's not a good way to go.
Stitches, snitches, and narcs, man.
Stop talking. I want to leave.
Bad scene.
You done? Okay.
I'm tired, man. So tired.
Are they just looping? I'll be honest, I saw the tree through the door at the end and I was like, oh god, there's someone there. But it's just a tree. It's fine.
Bad dream, and you can't wake up.
What up, Emerson?
You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head, and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up because I'm in charge now, and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare is the publisher people who want to make a contribution so they can say they made a contribution. And then we end up with mullets in there because because they think mullets are funny, but it wasn't supposed to be about mullets, and now it's about mullets. And when it's in slow motion, they call it mullet time because the numbers came back from marketing that mullet time is the hook we needed to go big in the target demographic. And they're not even kidding. They say it all like serial killers with straight faces and smiles. My nightmare is the writers who want to make everything from the characters to the toasters talk all the time and express their feelings so they won't shut up. And the writers won't shut up either because they have feelings too. And I have to listen to them because they're not scared of me. And everyone should just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But I don't see nightmares anymore because I'm too scary for them. I take 2 pills every morning and 1 with every meal and 4 when I go to bed. And that makes me the scariest nightmare of all.
Okay, Emerson. Thank you for that.
Hey, Wake. Why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
You mean the stairs you're standing in front of that are clearly labelled patient rooms? Those stairs. These stairs right on here, the ones I'm walking up. These ones? Sure, why not?
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice.
Small chance.
It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
There's a small chance you made a mistake, Alan. What do you get if you scan that QR code? Actually, you know what? I could probably find out. That was the wrong button. Pro window. Because I've seen a few and I'm curious now, and figured we should find this out together. PC version, they're Easter eggs. Episode 1 takes you to the Facebook page. Episode 2, a phrase that reads, "Huh, turns out this isn't too bad even if you're not sitting on a couch when you play it. Who knew?" Apparently Microsoft thought that playing on PC would be worse than the Xbox version. This one, linked to a gif of Sam Lake on the show pulling the Max Payne face with the quote, "Constipation, that looks painful." Okay. So those are some solid jokes. Solid jokes. Grab that. Look at the lake. Enjoy the view because it's probably the last time we'll see it for a while. Okay, next thing.
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
If by hawk you mean someone standing at the bottom of a staircase talking to another nurse, sure, Alan, sure, why not? Clearly not my room. Ah. Possibly this one with the open door. Perhaps. Small chance. You understand?
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
I have that anyway. I write more than my left, but admittedly.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Cool, Butch. I'm cool.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn hammer?
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from your little wench.
Hey, it's the manuscript coming true again.
Brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we?
Barry in the lodge.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
What did they do to Barry?
Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Oh dear. That doesn't look good.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled, adult, diapered ass since you're so tough, Bert.
Pretty good call out. There we go. Those are some pretty cool paintings.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own.
Oh, the kidnapper's working for the doctor.
And he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time. And he blurted out 2 days. Less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Oh dear. That's really... I love that so much. Anyway, moving on.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
The markings on the tape is in the writing.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems. Always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him. And we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
So, there's no one actually watching this right now, YouTube. It's just you and I, but... I try to be open with my mental health problems, so... 158. Alright, I have died a few times. 1 second, you're trying to pencil. think I've died, what, 3 extra times? As I was saying, I try to be open and honest about my mental health problems, and this is just throwing it all into kind of stark relief. No matter how alone you might feel, how angry at the world you might feel for not feeling normal, no matter how difficult it is, please try to talk to someone. I know it's hard, don't get me wrong, I struggle, but it helps, and obviously to some extent you have to find the right person to talk to, but please at least try to talk to someone. Talking helps, even if they can't do anything. Just it lifts a burden that you didn't know you were carrying. If you aren't used to this kind of thing before. A lot of people are, but if you are struggling with mental health problems and you've never really struggled before, finding someone to talk to, even if it's just like a stranger on the internet, poke me on Twitter, on my Discord, whatever. I'm not licensed or anything, I can't medically help you, but I can listen, and just sometimes listening is what you need. But just please try to talk to someone, to anyone, to someone who will respect you no matter what your problems are. Anyway, less preachy, back to game. I'm going to highlight that and put it up on my Twitch channel. So, there we go.
Rudolph Lane's case is interesting. He was completely blocked, and frankly, I was about to discard him as useless. However, once Wake arrived and started writing, something changed in Rudolph. He's producing extraordinary work, increasingly dark pieces. Unfortunately, he doesn't respond to direction at all, and it's my belief that he's not so much a creator as an illustrator, perhaps, a recorder of sorts. I hadn't considered the existence of such a role before, let alone its implications, but the paintings he has produced are informative. At least he's easily controlled and useful. I wish I could say the same about Wake. It's frustrating that the best subjects are always so damn difficult to deal with.
What? Conspiracy?
I'm buying that. I was tailing Wheeler, and this is the only place he could have gone. That means Wake is probably there too!
Agent Nightingale, this is private property, and I will not allow you to disturb my patients.
Yeah? I can get a warrant. How are your fragile little patients like that?
Oh, I'm thoroughly intimidated by your mighty authority now, Agent.
Listen, you smug snob. How would you like it if I busted through this gate and knocked you around a little?
Agent Nightingale, first of all, I'm recording this conversation, so you might want to watch what you say. Secondly, you're not dealing with a hick now. I know the law, and if you can get a judge to grant a warrant, I'll be glad to cooperate. But you won't get one. Be advised that any further communications with me are to be made through my lawyer.
I don't believe this.
Good day, Agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. What an a-hole. No pages in here, though. I guess it's not Hartman's office.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
I represent a celebrity. They'll be looking for me. Oh, that's how you want to play it? Is that how you want to play it?
Okay, Barry.
Really? Okay, that's how we'll play it. It'll be hardball all the way. Seriously, man, I'm willing to forget the whole thing if you let me out now. Just let me out!
Hero entrance.
Barry?
Hear you?
Ow! About time! Barry, man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah,
I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment.
Oh,
Come
Barry.
on, pal, we gotta get going.
Oh, Barry, you are a gem. Never change. Grab the collectible. Right. Oh, gun.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Where is he carrying them?
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Wow. Rip Hartman, I guess. F's for that guy. For that guy. Alan, you could have done without the creepy smile. I'll be honest. Hartman watches Wake fall.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Okay, not that way. Kind of cheating. One of my mouse buttons is a double click button. So that's the thing. Not that way. I'm going to follow the signposting. Ow!
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Oh, right, generator. Do 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 do. This is just requires 2 clicks. 3 clicks now. Ooh. Less than good. Increasing in difficulty. Baskin Rug. Not creepy in the slightest. Ow. Okay. I've got 1 flare. Turn the TV on. What even? I do believe this is an advert. Mustang Drift.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Yeah, the God Complex.
Want access to thousands of applications? Verizon Wireless has you covered. Check out the latest games. Discover.
Stepbirds, huh?
Check out VCAS apps and load up your phone.
Come on, break the doors. Coward. Aha! I win! I don't win. I sort of win.
I'm here.
I see you, pal. But there's a collectible that I must track down. Follow the rock around the building to the right.
Hey, come on! We gotta get going.
Oh, rock path. I get it. I got you. That's a checkpoint. Nice, nice. Statue has a sign on it.
Al, I'm over here.
Suspended, Lauren Miller, 1989. That's like a bathysphere. Bioshock. Okay, hedge maze is the next location. That's cool effect. I love that. That's so
You're
cool.
gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh God! Look at the house, Al. Look out!
Grab the flares. I have 6 rounds of ammunition. The collectible is this way.
Al, hurry up! I can hear those evil guys moving around.
Right, left.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
I cannot wait to get to that point. Okay. Press the wrong button. No, I want the revolver ammo. Thank you. Left, right. Oh god. Wombo. Oh my Jesus. Fun times at the maze. Yeah, let's stick him in a corner. Woo. Right, you do not get iframes in this game at all. I don't need the batteries that much. Right. Left, right. Maybe that was the second left. Right. Whew. Although I didn't checkpoint, so I might have to come back this way.
Hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
Fighting it makes me sad.
Okay, that was the maze. That sucked.
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm all day long.
What up, Emerson? Oh no, it's Birch. Birch is the boss. Of course he is. Get in the gazebo. Oh my. Okay, so checkpoints me here, which is good. Well, that was gonna suck without a flare, but I guess I used the flares in the maze to get the collectibles, so it's not all bad, I guess. Oh, right, 2 more deaths. 4, 5.
Then you'll be nice and calm all day long.
Alright, I need to stay in this open area and take care of the birds.
Like things to be yours. I don't have to punish anybody. Stop struggling.
I'm probably going to be here a while. I need that flare gun, I think. That's the way the game intends you to deal with this. No, no, no. The flare gun, Alan. The flare gun. Is it over? You get one flare, and boy, do you need it. Okay, that's that done with. Let's just check I've got all the manuscript pages so far. Got all the manuscript pages, I've got all the thermoses, I've got the cans, not that I'm really that bothered about them. Okay. Okay. Next safe haven. You can kindly F off, thank you very much. The small guys are quite fast, so it's worth it to deal with them. Oh, picked it up already. Mott in charge.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Remember, chat, if you want to kidnap someone, if you want to make someone think you've got their wife, maybe you should actually have their wife. Before making threats. The game gave me ample time to... Oh yeah, fly. I'm gonna die here. Yep. Was that wheelbarrow possessed or was that just me? Oh, that's another death for the counter. Resume game. So does he just spawn in? Okay. I've got one fewer, so I didn't walk down the middle. Oh, whoops. Didn't want to be using that. Got the flare. Got to get through the gate. There's a manuscript page. Hopefully the wheelbarrow can't actually get out of that little garden bit.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay. Okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Worlds shouldn't explode. What are you doing getting out? Oh, there it is. Really? Thank you, Alan. Grab the checkpoint. Right, where am I going now? This way to the right. Oh, there we go. There we go, they're easy enough to deal with in single file. Right, I've got a flare gun. He's reloading. Back to the revolver, which is almost at max ammo, which is nice. Where do I go now? The next thermos is apparently plain view. Loads of birds. Boy howdy, I hope they don't attack me. Oh, there's the thermos. I don't like all these supplies just lying around. Max revolver ammo. Is there anything up here? Oh, there is. Is this the next one? Yep, it sure is.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Oh, that's a pleasant image. Make sure everything's reloaded. I assume this is Barry.
Al! You're alive!
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
Barry.
Barry! I'll find it! Don't worry about it!
Barry, you SOB.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it!
Okay, right, well, here's I noticed the objective is simply survive, but I might take a death hit. I took a death. I'm gonna have to kill them, I think. Or at least kill more of them. There are just too many for me to deal with. Right, this guy dies real quick to a flare gun shot.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it! It's gotta be here! Just hang on!
Ow! Get away from me.
Oh, hey! Found a corner!
Son of a... Al, pick up the damn key. Guess I can't change weapons or anything. Oh, did I change? I did.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it!
Take care of that guy. Take care of those.
Oh, hey! Found a corner!
Barry.
Ah, no, wait, that's a twig! Oh. Here it is! Al, I found the key!
Haha! Run away! Aditi! Ow! Okay. Oh god, that's loud, I'm sorry.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest.
Why?
You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come
Why
back
does he have the
soon
cutout?
sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Just going to Vegas.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not
Yeah, sure,
dead.
it makes sense.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. You just need to find it. Look out!
Oh no, rock falls. Everyone dies. We have our seatbelts on. That's a question. Should the boys have their seatbelt on?
God damn it, Al, talk to me!
We knew this was going to happen because that manuscript page which said that the Taken are about to get Barry. Alright, where am I going?
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Find Barry.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way! Man, what a drop! Don't worry, you're covered.
cutout is fine.
Forget that. Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall.
Okay, I guess I'll make my way on foot.
Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh! Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
Sorry, I apparently walked off the path without realizing and had to kill myself.
Hey! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! And don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that. Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall.
And the taken.
Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh! Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh?
There's the farm.
You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area! You can catch up!
Oh, is
Don't
that?
worry about it!
It's got the cutout.
I'm on the case!
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Alright, nothing over that. Guess I'm following the road in. This is what I was on about with the weird... It's throwing me off thing. That he's on one side. Because he keeps changing sides, which also doesn't help. But he was ever so slightly to the edge of the path and he just slipped off and I didn't realise until it was too late and I had to kill myself. I believe it's... Yeah, it's shining up there. Nothing shining over there, so we'll go this way. Oh, what the... Fortunately, I need to go down here. Alan, grab the thermos. Alan, thank you for grabbing the thermos on the third button press. I wish I could say that was planned, but it really wasn't. There's a manuscript page over there. Wow! Am I glad I pressed that button.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Okay, right. The next manuscript page is by plot. Gonna push that out of the way. Turn that on and then head this way. Wow. That was lucky. Ow. I don't know what hit me just then. There's a safe haven light.
The shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
There it is. I don't know if that's a hole I can fall in or not, but I'm not taking the chance.
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
I guess that's the end of the episode. You can fall down. Just kind of turn that around so it's over the gates. Campsite with tents and the better torch.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Trust no one in the dark. I mean, to be fair, I've been playing a lot of the game avoiding combat where possible. Yeah, that's not going to happen. No, no, batteries. Just run to here, they'll despawn. Wait for my stamina, my invisible stamina bar to recharge. And I assume this way. Because the right looks like a cliff.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Could be anyone, Alan, at this distance. It's just a car. Gee, I wonder where the thermos could be. Okay, I've got the heavy duty flashlight now. Continuing on. Yeah, I think we're good.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Oh, that cabin. Over there. I mean, it's pretty far on foot at night in the woods. I did wonder if that was going to fall over.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
I wonder if he's referenced by that statue at the lodge.
The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Well, let's rewrite the story. Grab some flares. So I've got 3 flares. Oh, right, yeah. They glow. Did they glow last time? I can't remember if they did or didn't. Ah, that's where I'm going. Caw. There's the thermos. Alan, thank you.
The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before.
Well, that's nice of them. Left side up the steps. Why is there a random bear trap? Did I collect it? I did. I know something you don't. I didn't get the checkpoint earlier.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Taken or filled with darkness. Okay, next one. The problem with the safe haven lights, because they're so bright, they do kind of make it difficult to see where you're supposed to be going if you're standing in them. I don't know why I didn't even try dodging that one. So, because I'm in darkness, I think they'll spawn infinitely. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Oh, you lucky SOB. Aha, despawned them all. Inside the cabin on the left. Oh, I assume this is the cabin.
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Please! What are you? No! Don't!
I'm sorry. Ah!
Sorry!
There's a Firewatch Town. Going up the stairs. Nothing bad's going to happen up here.
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
Oh, he's the drunk.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
I did. Is he dead? Oh.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who will help me. I'll make it happen.
Bold of you to assume so. I assume something's going to happen when I leave the room. Nope. Guess not. Okay. Back downstairs.
Let me guess. Danny, huh? The front door was locked.
I see it. Oh. There we go.
The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Just pick that up.
For a moment, Hartman considered strangling the idiot. Mott was mean-spirited, but easily manipulated. An emotional infant who lived for his approval. Wake, by contrast, was a far more difficult subject. Mott had given him too much leash. In 2 days, who knew what could happen? Hartman would have to find a way to rein him in, and quickly.
And now Hartman's dead. Very dead. Oh. I like the breathing you hear whenever you find a supply chest. Very atmospheric. Next. Okay. Hop in the truck. Looking for a tractor.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Found the tractor and the thermos. I am so happy that you can get all the thermoses in one one playthrough. You don't have to do nightmare mode for them. That would be no good. Okay. Apparently it's down there. You know what? I'm gonna just drive. I'm just gonna drive. And dead. There's a tractor somewhere apparently. Or not. What? I'm really confused. Let's reverse and turn around. Maybe it's down here? Maybe this is where it means? There it is. Pick it up and run, now pick it up and run. Son of a bitch, I'm gonna die. Get in the car. And drive. They've despawned. I think I'll be okay in here because this is where a supply chest is. So I don't think the darkness will, you know, create more taken, but I could be wrong. Have a quick look upstairs to see if there are any more supplies. Nope. Okay. That's everything there. This has more health, I guess, because it's not smoking, so I'll take the tube. Ranger tower. This also might control slightly better. I think I'm okay. The screen's not doing the wibbly darkness thing, so I think I'm okay in terms of spawning enemies while I'm here.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally here. The boys at the Weather Service reckon it'll last until morning at the very least. Pertaining to that, let me read that missing persons alert again. The sheriff's department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff. It's bad weather to be caught out in, so if you see someone in the area who maybe looks a little confused, give him a hand, all right? This is Pat Maine on KBF FM, hoping you're all safe and warm tonight.
Okay. I see a safe haven light down there, so hopefully that's another checkpoint, because it's about to hit the 3-hour mark, so I'll probably wrap up at the next checkpoint. Yes, of course now they're going to spawn. Get in the car and drive. That's the path I would have come along if I just turned right at the fork. I'm just going to check something. I'll be forced onto foot. Ah, here, right. There's a checkpoint. I see it. I think I would. Just despawn the bulldozer, why not? Okay. I think that looks like a stage. I think that's where I'm going to call it today. So, thank you for watching. If you've been watching this on YouTube, hopefully this goes on YouTube with copyright music and doesn't get like slapped down. But if it does nothing to do about it. So, I will be updating my schedule in this. I'll be updating my schedule on my Twitch stream, but if you've watched this on YouTube, please do swing by my Twitch channel at any point. Twitch.tv/ConradBubbles. Follow me on Twitter, where I generally post when we're going live and try to tweet semi-regularly. But until next time, which will be Friday, probably Friday with Pokemon, have a good one.